The moment you start proving yourself, you lose power, not later, immediately. Because the second you feel the need to explain, justify, or defend who you are, you have already accepted someone else's frame. Now they are the judge, and you are the defendant. That is why the most dangerous person in the room is almost never the loudest, never the most aggressive, never the one talking the most, never the one explaining themselves. It is the one sitting still, watching, saying little, proving nothing, while everyone else performs. Most people misunderstand power. They think power has to be demonstrated, announced, defended, made visible. So they spend their life performing certainty, explaining every decision, defending every opinion, justifying every boundary, proving their value to people who never earned that access. And every explanation sends the same signal: I am not fully certain on my own, so I need you to confirm me. That signal is expensive. At work, it lowers authority. In relationships, it lowers respect. Online, it destroys credibility. Because once you start proving, you are no longer leading the interaction. You are reacting to it. Before we go further, tell me in the comments, where do you feel the strongest urge to prove yourself? At work, in relationships, or online? Stay until the end, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why dangerous people never prove anything, what they do instead, and how to build that same calm, unshakable presence without faking confidence or performing strength. Here is the truth most people never learn. The strongest person in the room is usually the one who does not need the room. That is why they do not rush. Do not over-explain. Do not fight for approval. Do not waste energy correcting every opinion. They are not trying to win the room. They are deciding whether the room even matters. At work, you can see this instantly. The person constantly defending their ideas in meetings slowly loses authority. Every sentence that starts with, "The reason I think this is," or "Let me explain what I meant," hands power to the listener. Because now, your idea is not standing on its own. It is waiting to be approved. The person who states their position once and stops, that person changes the room. Not because they are louder, because they are not negotiating their own credibility. In relationships, proving destroys you more quietly. You explain why you were late, why you need space, why something bothered you, why your boundary is reasonable, and little by little you train the other person to expect your justification. Now your needs are no longer facts. They are cases to be argued. On social media, it is even worse. Someone criticizes you, misreads you, takes a shot at you. You write a paragraph defending yourself, clarifying your logic, explaining the context, and without realizing it, you confirm the one thing you were trying to deny, that their opinion had enough power to move you. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than most people ever will. He had private doubts, private discipline, private reflection, but publicly, composure, restraint, deliberate silence. Not because he had nothing to prove, because he understood that proof-seeking is weakness in motion. Let me show you exactly how proving destroys your position. You're in a meeting. You present an idea. Someone says, "I don't think that will work." Two responses exist. The first is the proving response. You start explaining, citing data, adding context, defending your reasoning, trying to win them over. Now look at what just happened. They challenged you in one short sentence. You gave them a full performance in return. They spent 8 words. You spent 60 seconds. That is not power. That is submission to their frame. Now they are evaluating you, your tone, your confidence, your reasoning, your right to hold the position at all. Even if your idea is good, Your behavior lowered your authority. Now the second response. You pause, then say, I hear you. I'm moving forward with it. And stop. No defensive energy, no data dump, no invitation to turn the room into a courtroom. Now the pressure shifts, because you did not accept the role of defendant. The challenger now has to decide, do I push harder? Do I let it go? Do I become the one creating friction? That is what composure does. It does not always win the argument. It wins the frame. Authentic stillness in a world of constant performance is the most commanding thing in any room. I have watched this in real life. Two managers, same pressure, same executive challenge. The first one explained everything. Spent 10 minutes proving the strategy made sense. Pulled up examples, referenced past wins, kept talking. The executive left unconvinced, not because the strategy was bad, because the proving made the doubt feel justified. The second manager listened, paused, then said, I understand the concern. We'll review the result in 30 days. That was it, and the room shifted. Because certainty is contagious, so is anxiety. When you start proving something desperately, people feel the desperation underneath the words, and desperation always lowers status. In relationships, proving is even more destructive because it turns every disagreement into a trial. Someone accuses you of something, misunderstands you, frames you unfairly, and the moment you rush into defense mode, you're no longer talking about reality. You're talking inside their version of reality. You're defending yourself in their courtroom. That is why some arguments go nowhere for hours. Not because the issue is complicated, because one person keeps trying to prove innocence to someone who has already decided to play judge. The strongest response in that moment is often not more explanation. It is, I don't see it that way, or I'm not going to argue myself into your version of this. That is not avoidance. That is refusing the frame. On social media, the trap is even more obvious. Someone leaves a hostile comment. You reply. They push. You explain more. Now you are 5 replies deep, writing essays to a stranger who never came to understand you. And everyone watching learns one thing. This person still needs approval from people who do not respect them. That observation destroys more authority than the original criticism ever could. Here is the mechanism most people miss. Proving is a request. Every time you prove something, you're asking, please change your opinion of me based on this information. And the moment you ask, someone else gets to grant or deny, which means, in that moment, they hold the higher position in the interaction. Dangerous people do not make that request, not because they are arrogant, because they already decided something privately. My value exists whether you recognize it or not. My decision stands whether you approve or not. My reality does not become false because you doubt it. That is why their presence feels different, because they are not asking the room for permission to be who they already are. If you have ever exhausted yourself explaining something to someone who is never going to give you fairness anyway, subscribe. Because what I'm about to show you is how to stop proving entirely and replace it with something much stronger. Here is how to become someone who no longer needs to prove anything. First, settle your value before you enter the room. Dangerous people do not wait for external confirmation of their worth. They decide it internally first, before the meeting, before the conversation, before the comment section, before the pressure. That is not ego, that is stability. You know what you know. You know what you built. You know what you survived. You know what you bring. So when someone questions you, question does not create an identity crisis. It just becomes information. Second, state once, then stop. This is one of the most important shifts you can make. Say your position clearly. Once, Then let it stand. No extra qualifiers, no pre-defending, no nervous repetition. This is my decision. That's how I see it. I'm not available. I disagree. Then stop. Silence after a clear statement is often more powerful than another 30 seconds of explanation. Third, let people be wrong about you. This is hard because ego hates misperception. It wants the record corrected. It wants everyone to understand. It wants to be seen accurately by people who often do not matter. Let that go. Not every misunderstanding deserves your labor. Not every false opinion deserves your correction. Not every room deserves access to your inner world. Some people will update their view when reality forces them to. Some never will. Both are survivable. Fourth, replace proving with doing. When you feel the urge to prove your competence, your worth, your seriousness, your boundary, your value, do not argue. Demonstrate. They doubt your discipline. Stay consistent. They question your ability. Deliver. They misread your intention. Keep moving. Reality is stronger than rhetoric. Words invite debate. Results reduce it. Fifth, use shorter responses. Not every challenge deserves a full explanation. Sometimes the strongest response is, I see it differently. That's not how I understand it. I've made my decision. I'm moving forward. These responses do not surrender. They do not over-explain. They do not beg to be understood. They hold ground without performance. Sixth, let your presence do more of the work. The most dangerous people are rarely intense. They are stable. They do not rush. Do not fill silence. Do not overreact. Do not perform urgency. Do not chase approval across the room. Something in how they sit, pause, look, and respond communicates one thing. This person is not afraid of your opinion, and people feel that before they can explain it. Final truth. The most dangerous person in the room never proves anything, not because they have nothing to prove, because they already know proof is not their job. Their job is to know their own worth, state what is true for them, take the action, and let reality confirm the rest. No performance, no defense, no desperation, just presence, quiet, certain, unshakable. That is what rooms remember. So stop proving, start being. Because the difference between those two states is the difference between needing the room and controlling yourself inside it.